Hey up, it's Steve from Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to episode 132 of of Friday Night Appointment with Fear. And this week we're on part 2 of my Hammer House of Horror series, I suppose you could say. We're going through each and every episode of Hammer House of Horror, a TV series from 1980 from the UK. Really, really good stuff. 13 episodes, so we're working his way through this. We're doing 2 episodes a week. Right, so that's what we're going to do. We've got 2 more episodes. The second 2 episodes tonight will be Rude Awakening and Growing Pains. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Right, we're live on YouTube. I think Rumble's down. I'm just getting an error message when I refresh Rumble, so I think Rumble's down. So I'm not on Rumble, but I am on Twitch. So there we go. Explore the description. Where's my finger? There it is. Explore the description for links for stuff like merch. There it is. My neck burster. It's supposed to be a chest burster, but I did it too high. Never mind. My books are under there. Amazon Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. What else? And other links, my websites and stuff like that. And other stuff. I forgot what. There's things. With Spotify's there, and Amazon Music links and all that stuff where you can listen to me rather than watch me. I think you can watch on Spotify now. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I don't really understand Spotify, but anyway, there is that. You can become a member of the YouTube channel. Then you get exclusive videos and early access videos and stuff like that. And also, what else? And throw me super thanks and a super chat and all that malarkey. Right, let's give Rumble another refresh and see if it comes on. No, it's not coming on. It's not coming on. Oh well, never mind. I'll just do a thing and see. I'll type in, is Rumble down? See what happens. On down detector. Yes, it looks like it's down. Lots of messages about Rumble being down. So there we go. Right, fair enough. It's not just me then. It's not just me. I reckon it's the government that got them. The Illuminati taking them down. Right, so anyway, never mind. We will plod on. Right, Hammer House of Horror. As I said, a TV series from 1980, 13 episodes. We're doing the second 2 episodes tonight, which are Rude Awakening, starring Denham Elliott, Lucy Gutteridge, Pat Haywood, and James Lawrenson, and also Eleanor Summerfield, who plays an amazing loony old biddy. And then we'll be doing Growing Pains after that, which stars Gary Bond, the gorgeous Barbara Kellerman. Why didn't she become like a Bond girl or something? I don't know, but anyway. Did she? Was she in? Have I seen her in a Bond film? I'm wondering now. Was she in Never Say Never Again? Or am I thinking of something else? I might be thinking of something else. Filmography. No, she won't. I'm Mandela affecting her again. But she was in the Monster Club, I know that, and she was in Quatermass, the ITV version of Quatermass from 1979. So that'll be coming up afterwards. So anyway, right. So we'll get on with it, Sal. We're not just going to watch them because YouTube will go mental. Even though these are freely available on YouTube, I think I've put the link in the description for that. There's like a playlist, so you can watch them on YouTube. But if I just played it on YouTube, insta-ban or whatever the phrase is. Right, so I shall get it fired up. So we're doing Rude Awakening first, starring Denham Elliott. When it decides to come on, when you're ready. Technical difficulties. Why are you not coming on? Thank you. Shush. I'm sorry, I'm talking to the TV. Right, off we go. Obviously, these are in 4:3 aspect ratio. I'll make myself titchy tiny. Hang on, I've got to do this first. I'm all a dither now. Because of blooming Rumble not working, I'm all a dither. Where are we? Down there. Right. And off we go. I shall add this to the screen. So, stage, whatever. Right, off we go. We begin. Oh, right, for this one, for some reason, has like... usually, they have like an intro sequence, and then they have the titles, and then they get on with the rest of the story. But this one's got like a coming up on this episode bit. So I wonder if they just didn't remember to make it, or the script didn't have an intro sequence, a pre-credit sequence. So they just did like a coming up on this episode. I don't know why they've done that. I don't know if any of the others do it. I've not noticed, but the next one certainly doesn't. But anyway, so this is what we're going to see in this episode. Anyway, right, so off we... Oh, I still haven't done yet. There's Lucy Gutteridge, super pretty. Right, we're off with the amazing music. I've got to play it. Bow! You ready? Here it comes. Bow! By the way, this... features in Growing Pains. I noticed it. Somebody runs across a lawn, and that is on the... So I don't know if it was filmed at this house. I don't know. It might have been. But we'll remember what that house looks like in the opening credits, and try and remember if the Growing Pains house looks like that. Anyway, that's by the by. So, God, I still don't know who this fella is up on these battlements. I'll still say it looks like Willie Rushton. But anyway, off we go. Hang on, let's go back a bit. There we go. Started Denham Elliott, the late great Denham Elliott, and he does things in this that shocked me. So I always think of Denham Elliott as from Raiders of the Lost Marcus from Raiders of the Lost Ark, or the butler from Trading Places. He grabs a woman's boobies in this, but anyway, off we go. Right, so directed by Peter Sasdy, one of the great Hammer directors. But anyway, off we go. Right, we begin. A high street. This is Great Missenden. Just let me just check. Yes, Great Missenden in Buckinghamshire. And it says here, in the filming locations on IMDb, it says 1 to 3 Station Approach, which is Norman Shenley's office, which is the Denham Elliott character. But if you look on Google Maps, which I did, I thought I'm going to look up all the locations on this just for a bit of fun. It's actually High Street in Great Missenden. So anyway. So there you go. Anyway, so we're seeing this is Great Missenden in Buckinghamshire, and it's not changed much, to be honest. I'll show you a picture in a minute. Here he is. There's Denham Elliott walking down the street. There he is, just walking down the street. Thought it was supposed to be scary. So here he goes round this corner. It's like a bend, and there he goes into his shop. We get another view that I'm gonna. We'll get another view later on. I'm going to bring up a modern version from Google Street View to show how little it's changed. Anyway, so here he is in his office. There's Lolly, played by Lucy Gutteridge. I don't know what else she's been in. I don't know. I'll tell you in a minute. What's she been in? Lucy Gutteridge is a retired English actress. She played Gloria Vanderbilt in the television miniseries Little Gloria in '82, for which she received a Golden Globe Award. What else has she been in? She was in Top Secret. I've only seen that once. I know it's really funny, but not a lot. A lot of TV, a couple of films. Yeah, not a lot. Tales of the Unexpected. The usual British fare. Oh, The Secret Garden. Oh, no, it's the 1987 version of The Secret Garden. I remember that when I was a kid in the 70s. There was an earlier version. The usual stuff. Anyway, so there we go. But she's super pretty, she is. Anyway, right, so here she is. Morning, Mr. Shenley. And he cops a proper feel, look. The dirty old bugger. And then Mr. Rayburn comes in, played by, I can't remember, I'll tell you in a minute. James Lawrenson as Mr. Rayburn. He comes in saying he wants to sell a property. So they're a bit awkward at first because he's just caught him, flirting with his secretary. He is a married man, by the way, is Norman. Anyway, so there we go. He's got a place to sell called Lower Moat Manor, and he's saying he's the executor of the estate. He's saying the owner's passed away, and then he says, actually, she's not passed away. She disappeared, but now she's been legally classed as dead. So now they're getting rid of the family's getting rid of the estate. Right, so we're going to go over and look at the place. So anyways, off we go. It was very old with 10 acres of ground, but not lived in for a number of years. So he's going to go and check it out. So there he goes. Oh, and he keeps saying to Lolly that he's going to leave his wife and all that stuff. He's giving him a map as well. Mr. Rayburn's giving him a map to follow. So anyway, there you go. This is super pretty. Lower Moat only. Right, so we're going to get a... this road has changed. Is it this one? No, not this one. Yes, this road has changed now. I'm going to show the... they've actually used 2 locations for this with this phone box. They use this location because he visits it twice or 3 times, to be honest. He visits it now, and then he visits it again, and it's not there anymore, but the background's different. So it's in a different location. So we'll get to that later, and then he visits it again, and it's like this again. But this road is totally different, and I'm going to show you now. So I'll have to just get rid of that a minute. It's amazing how things change over the years. Now then, if I can find the bugger. Where's my picture? Where is it? Is it that one? Yes, it's that one. Right, so here's my picture from Google Street View. I will add that to the screen now. That's what it looks like now. There you go. Totally different. The road's a lot wider now. It was a little one-carriage road before, wasn't it? But this is the place. I looked it up. I did look it up. This is the place. We can't go in up there because Google Street View doesn't go up that road, so we can't look in and see the manor. But the place that the film is up there somewhere. The road goes round, but it is that place. But like I say, it's changed. Oh, there you go. That's a little show the difference. But the grass verge is pretty much all that's the same. The trees have all grown and everything. They've obviously widened the road. That telegraph pole's not there anymore. But yeah, so there you go. So that's where that is. Right. So we will continue. So anyway, here he comes in his car. I don't know what car he's driving. Let's have a look. Does it? Have a look. What is it? Is it like a Sunbeam or something like that? I don't know. I can't make it out. But there he's following the map. So here he goes. Was it a Ford? Is it an Escort? It's an Escort estate, isn't it? An old Ford Escort estate. I think that's what it is. So anyway, he's arrived here at... oh, for Pete's sake. There we go. So we get a look at the old place. And it's still there. It's still knocking about. If you search for it, it's called... I've forgotten. Hang on. I've forgotten what it's called. Scott's Grove House. That's what it's called. And it's still there. It's still there. It's pretty much the same content. It looks pretty run down, to be honest. But I will show you a picture of that as it appears. Well, I presume it's as it appears now. It's next to, I think it's next to a place called Scott's Grove Farm. Open image in new tab. Oh, here we go. There we go. That's what it looks like. I presume it looks like that now. Not in particularly good nick, but anyway. But anywho, never mind. Well, I hope you can hear me because we've been having problems, haven't we? You know what? I'm going to check and make sure we're going okay. Make sure everything's hunky dory because we are live. He says. Fingers crossed. Oh dear. He says. Yes, you can hear me. Right. Josh. I'm going to give Rumble another refresher. Make sure it comes on. It's come on. Right. Okay, we're live on Rumble. Hopefully from the beginning. Is it coming on? Yes. Right. We're live on Rumble. Rumble's come back. Hopefully it's all there. We'll see anyway, won't we? If you're watching on Rumble. Right. Where were we? Oh, right. Yes, he's arrived at his... I forgot they called it now. Lower Moat Manor, whatever. I forgot they called it. Anyway, as you can see, it's all overgrown and it's abandoned. Is it the same? Is it? No, it didn't, is it? No. I'm looking at these battlements here and I thought, is Willie Rushton up there? But no, it's a different place, isn't it? And here it comes to this door, and it all looks very, as though it's just been sanded, doesn't it, with sandpaper? And the door looks very, I don't know, unfinished. It needs a good varnish, doesn't it? But anyway, the keys he were given don't work, but then suddenly the door just swings open, so he goes in. It's all covered in fake cobwebs. But anyway, so he's looking round. He sees suits of armour and stuff like that. And like the Marie Celeste, innit? Anyway. And he finds one of those, those tubes where they go, send down the main course, and all that stuff. It's one of those speaking tube or whatever they're called, suits of armour. So he has a go at that. But then a voice comes out of the tube in this weird, spooky way. And we'll go back a bit. There we go. Comes out. Hang on, let's go back a bit. Hello. Hello. And he says, you shouldn't have done it. Like a robot, doesn't it? But it's supposed to, it's coming through a tube. Anyway, the voice tells him, you shouldn't have killed your wife. It says something like, you killed her on Friday the 13th. There you go. You killed her on Friday. She's alive. She made me my breakfast this morning. Anyway, but then the dumb waiter arrives and opens up. Hang on, here we go. Spilling his wife's body onto the floor because he goes and checks it, and it is his wife. And then one of the suits of armour comes to life, and then he wakes up. And oh, it was all a dream. And then his wife saying, oh, wake up, you're trying to kill me. And so, oh, it was a nightmare. Oh, you're sweating like a pig. Anyway, we learn that he's not in love with his wife anymore. By the way, I wonder how old Denham Elliott was when he made this. Because I'm probably going to feel old now. Let's have a look. Remember, this was probably filmed in 1979. So when were he born? 1922. So we're in his 50s. About my age, actually. Only 57 then. No. Yeah. Yeah, so about 57. So about my age. So actually, it looks better than me, doesn't it? Oh dear, I'm depressed now. But anyway, so he's telling all about this nightmare he had and this dumb waiter and all that stuff. But anyway, he says, anybody? He said the body that fell out of the dumb waiter. Anybody we know? No, never mind. So anyway, so he's getting up early to go to work, and she kind of accuses him. Says, "Oh, you're going to see that secretary." I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, right, so it comes round the corner now. This is the picture I'm going to... Right, see him come round the corner. And they've got another picture from Google Street View, so just bear with me. We shall get that ready. Which one is it? There it is. There it is. So I'll pop that back on the screen. So there we go. This is what the street looks like now. Well, from 2021. It looks like 4 years ago. And as you can see, this is Norman's office now, a barber shop, it seems. We just say there, look, 123 Station Approach. All right. But if you look on Google, it says there, look, High Street, 23 High Street. So this must be High Street there. Maybe Station Approach is the other side. But it doesn't say it on Google Earth, but never mind. So there we go. I will compare them side by side. Hang on, where are we? You can see that building there is that building there. So they've obviously knocked these ones down and built those there between 1980 and now. But pretty much everything else is pretty much the same. It's even got the same windows in the shop. You can see the brickwork there. You can see those 3 bricks there. Four bricks. Match up with those bricks. So all that's still the same. Just painted it. Put a different sign up, and that shop there is still the same layout, whatever that is. I can't remember what it is, but it's just a different lick of paint. So nothing's changed in Great Missenden. So there we go. So I found that really interesting. So it's in Buckinghamshire if you want to go check it out. Obviously, they're not digging up the road anymore. They'll be digging it up somewhere else. So anyway, so there we go. So that's that. I just found it interesting. Plus it pads out the video a bit, doesn't it? Anyway, right, where were we? Where were we? Right, where were we? Oh, he's coming back into his office, and we'll see that Lolly looks different this time. He goes in. There's always this special fine art auctions postponed, and I don't know if that has any relevance. I have no idea. I don't know. Is it just to show he puts things off? I don't know, but anyway. So in he goes, and then we see Lolly looks different there because she kind of got a punk rocker vibe going on now, for some reason. But apparently they're still in love or something. But it's telling her all about, you look different to yesterday. She's like, yesterday was Sunday. What are you talking about? But anyway, so tell her all about, what happened. It went to that house, and but it were all a dream, and he saw, heard ghosts and saw his body, and but then he says something like, he gave me a map, and then he reaches into his pocket, and there we go, and he's still got the map. He says, oh, look, I'll follow this map. And then she goes, hang on, Norman, if it were a dream, how have you got the map? There you go. How come you've got the map? And he's like, oh, I don't know, because it's Denham Elliott, and he's an amazing actor. But anyway, so he's going to go check it out again. So off he goes, and he sees, we see this shot, which is the same that we saw earlier on, but then we're going to cut to a different view, I think, now. We see there's a different gate, I think, to what were there before. There you go. The house is not there anymore. And he gets in the phone box. Remember them? Good old red phone box that you put 2p's in. You put 2p's in that side, 10p's in that side. I don't think I ever used a 10p in a phone box. And in American ones, you put your money in first, or you pick it up, put your money in, and then dial your number. In British ones, you used to pick the phone up, balance your 2p in there, and dial your number, and then when somebody answered, it went like do, 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 do. While it were doing that, you pushed your money in. I don't know why it were different, but and I don't think I ever saw a phone box with working phone books in. But anyway, he gets in there. I think is he phoning the office, or yes, he's phoning the office, and there you go. Then somebody down the phone says, why did you kill your wife? This mysterious voice. Then it all gets foggy. They go, you shouldn't have killed your wife. And it all gets foggy outside. And then he sees a tramp approaching, but we see the background's changed. For some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. Because it's totally different. It's not the same place he was before. There's a church in the background and the building there. And I'm going to show you that. How it looks now. So just bear with me again. I won't be doing this a lot. This is the last one for this episode. Anywho, where have I put it? We can't see the church, by the way, in this picture. Let me pop this up. We can't see. Well, we can, but just part of it. Right, so I'll add to the stage. There we go. So this is what it looks like now. Well, from 2019. As you can see, that building is that building there. It's on Hog Lane. No, it's not Hog Lane. That's in the next episode. I can't remember. Oh, I can tell you can't. Aston Sandford. That's where we are, in Haddenham, Buckinghamshire. And I'm not sure why they filmed it in a different place. I don't know. But you can see there's that church there in the background. You can make that out there. And it's there, but hidden by trees. But that is that same building. You can see it's still got the two doors and all that. And that's changed, the window there. But it is that same place. And so I don't know why they did that, but they just did. So there we go. I just found it interesting because I find that sort of stuff interesting. Right. Anyway, right, so that was all the locations that are listed in IMDb. So we will continue with the story now. Anyway, this tramp is ambling towards him, and he's saying, help, help, and it turns out it's Mr. Rayburn, I think. He looks at him. There we go. Just doffs his cap, as they are wont to do. And just buggers off, and it's all filling up with smoke for some weird reason. But then Lolly arrives, a different Lolly, not the punk rocker Lolly, the French resistance Lolly, apparently. I don't know, that's from a lower low or something. But she arrives and seduces him, in the phone box. We don't see any nudity. It's not like last week. So they have a bit of hanky-panky in the phone booth, and then he wakes up again. And his wife say, "Oh, what are you up to? What's all that? Who do you love? And what's all that? You're making noises like kissing." Oh, but another dream he's had. Anyway, so tells her all about that. Says went back to that house and it wasn't there. But he says, I want a divorce, and she says, "I'm not giving you a divorce. Bug off." So anyway, so he goes to the office again. And then he sees Lolly in another guise as some sort of, I don't know, Trinian schoolgirl. Anyway, so I'm wondering what they're going to do. It's on about he's asked for his wife for a divorce. You know, he wants to marry her and all that stuff. But anyway, you know, either divorce her or kill her. But anyway, so he's going to go and try and find that house again, because obviously it'll make him a lot of money if he sells it, won't it? Because it's a big old place. So he's going to go looking for it. There he goes, sees the sign again. Goes past the phone box, and the house is there, but it's all nice this time. It's all lovely, not all boarded up. So he goes to the door. There it is, and it looks painted. The door's been painted. That looks as though it's been sanded, but what does that say? The blessings of God be upon you. Oh, pardon me. Anywho, so it goes to the door. The painted door this time. I think before it just looked as though it was just raw wood. As though it needed a good varnish. But anyway, it's painted this time. Anyway, so he rings the bell, and a maid answers. There she is. And has to see, I forgot her name. Lady something or other. I forgot her name, hang on. Lady Strudwick. It says the madam's at breakfast. So he gives her his card, and so anyway, so he goes in. I see there's some chap cleaning the chandelier. Remember, it was all cobwebby before, but now it's all nice. And he goes into the dining room. A dining room. That's a Resident Evil reference. So he goes into the dining room, and he glances over and he sees where the dumb waiter was. The suits of armour are still there. Where the dumb waiter was, there's a, I don't know what he calls it. He gives it a weird name. I'd call it a dresser or a whatever, but anyway. He tells her his story. He says, "Oh, it's frightfully exciting. I like a good tale." But there she is, look. It's got a great voice. I do like it.
Neck of the woods. What a delightfully colourful phrase.
high point of the episode. And Justy 34's here. Happy Friday, everyone. It's Marcus. Where is Indy? Yes, I know I've mentioned Indy. It is Marcus Brody from Indiana Jones, the late great Denham Elliott. Anyways, talking to Lady, I forgot her name already. Strudwick, is it? Is that what I said? Yes, Lady Strudwick, old Lady Strudwick, tells her the story that a fella called Mr. Rayburn came and said the Lower Moat Manor was up for sale, and so he came and it were all dilapidated and abandoned, and there was a dumb waiter behind that thingamabob. There we go, that chiffonier. What the hell's a chiffonier? But that. There was a dumb waiter. Said, "Do you mind if I look behind it?" So he goes. She says, "Okie dokie." All right, and he says, "I came back the next day, and the house wasn't here. There was nothing here, just a field." And she's like, "Oh, what a lovely surprise!" Anyway, so he says, "Can I look behind it?" He says, "Yeah, of course you can." So he looks behind, and there's no dumb waiter there, but he starts banging on the wall, and he finds a hollow thing. But then he hears a voice. Oh, there he knocks on it, and he hears somebody say, "Come in." He goes, "Ooh," that's why he's going, "Ooh," going all what's the word? Kenneth Williams. Oh, did you hear that? And then she says, "Oh, it's quite possible. I believe some stupid girl got herself walled up many years ago." Because she believes in ghosts and stuff like that. But it turns out he says she's a ghost. She says, "I believe you saw it as it was when it wasn't there, as it was in the past." In the phone box there, I don't know. Or or I don't know, but when it wasn't there, within the future or something. What did she say? I can't remember exactly. First dream was a glimpse into the past. I don't get that, because it was like all boarded up and dilapidated. So how was that a glimpse into the past? And the second, when the house wasn't here, into the future. It's fair enough, but I don't get the first one. But anyway, so she offers him a cigarette, but then the music box it's a musical box cigarette case, all the fancy cigarettes in, and then a voice comes out, "You shouldn't have done it, you shouldn't have killed your wife." There you go. And then she says, "I'm dead." He says, "I'm a ghost." So he goes running out, and then Mr. Rayburn's there, and sticks a noose on him, and they hang him. So he's hanging there. And then he wakes up again, and his wife's trying to get the sheet from around his neck. Says, "You silly thing, you wrap this round your neck in your sleep." Anyway, so she's, ooh. Anyway, right, so he's back again. I think a fella runs into him. I have no idea why. Is it this bit? Yeah. Sorry, mate. I don't know why. Was that genuine? Was that a fella that just happened to run past and bumped into Denham Elliott? I don't know, because he's not in it. I don't think he's in it the rest of the episode. Anyway, so he arrives. There's Lolly again in another guise as some sort of, I don't know, disco dancer. I don't know. But wondering what's going on. So they're having a good snog with her. The thing through all this, till the end, is that, they're in love, and she wants him to leave his wife or whatever, or get divorced and go off and marry her. And but anyway, she says, "We've got to go and look at this block of flats. So we're going to go and check them out, and then go out to dinner afterwards." And then he says, "But phone my wife, and I'm going to tell her I'll be home late." So that's what they're doing there. So anyway, but she hangs up on him, and then he says horrible words to her. There we go. Says, "Ooh, Denham Elliott saying words like that. Unbelievable." Anyway, there's one of these days soon. Right, so they're out with these blocks of flats. That'd have me worried if I saw one of these. But anyway, so they arrive in his Ford Escort estate, and they arrive to see the caretaker. I don't know why somebody's written 69 there, but whatever. Car 69. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, there's no answer. Press caretaker's bell, 8:36. There was nobody answers, so they decide to go themselves. By the way, does it say on the outside? Can we identify the building? Because spoilers, they go in the wrong building. No, it doesn't show us, does it? It doesn't show us a sign or anything. It's supposed to be I think it said building C. It's supposed to be building C, but they're in building A or something. I don't know, but I can't see any pictures or sign saying building A. But anyway, she says she notices it. A sign. Anyway, they go up to the roof or whatever. So they have a kiss and a canoodle in the lift as they go up. And then they get to the top, and they're having a look round. What does that say? Scotland forever, England a day longer. I'm sure that means something. I've no idea what. And on this door, does it show us or not? It shows a close-up on this door. It says somebody is and then they've covered it up with tape, and I wonder what it said. We see it closer up later. Anyway, so she is describing. Remember, he's an estate agent, so he's describing how it's not in very good nick. And then she notices the big demolition ball, or a wrecking ball. She notices that, and says, "Oh, they're going to knock this place down." And then they work out that they're in the wrong building. There's building C. He says, "No, this is building A. I noticed the sign." And so they said, "We've got to get out." And then John is somebody's written joke underneath. I don't know what that says. I can imagine what it'd say. A 4-letter word, probably. Anyway, they just covered it up with tape. The door's closed. They can't get it open. There you go. So there was where she says, "Campbell building C block." She says, "No, this is A block. I saw the sign." And then they start knocking it down. She goes running down. They get the door open. She goes running down, opens the elevator thing, the lift, and just plummets to her, we presume to her death. So it's like, "Oh no!" So he goes down the stairs. He's running down the stairs. Here he goes running down the stairs, and they're starting knocking the building down with the wrecking ball. And I was watching it thinking, this building must be made of the same stuff that the Starship Voyager's made out of, because there's all rocks falling from the ceiling. And it's like he keeps running around this same bit, and they just keep blowing stuff at him. But he's come running down again. Anyway, so they're knocking it down, and he gets to the bottom. It's where he meets the caretaker at the bottom. Here he is. And it's Mr. Rayburn, but he don't say that. He says, I'm the caretaker. Caretaker. That's because somebody scribbled out the E. Oh, pardon me. And he said, let me wake. He thinks he's dreaming again. Let me wake up. And then he shouts at him, you shouldn't have killed your wife. Oh, it is building A. It says, there, look, building A. It didn't show us that earlier. Showing it now as they're coming out. Anyway, it comes out and he sees there's Lolly in the operate the wrecking ball. If it bloody shows it. There she is. And I think she's saying something. I don't know what she's saying. She's saying, he's so stubborn. Oh, yes, that's it. He's hearing Lolly saying, he's so stubborn, I think we should make an appointment. And then he wakes up and it's his wife's voice. His wife's on the phone. Just as Lolly's about to kill him with the wrecking ball. And his wife's talking to the doctor because she thinks he's ill. So, anyway, she talks him into going to see the doctor because of these dreams that he's been having. But, anyway. So he says, okay, then we'll talk. And he asks for a divorce again. And she says, we'll talk about it after. Anyway. All right, so he goes to the doctor's. And we find out he's got a tumour on his brain. Some x-rays. And he's got to go and be operated on immediately. So off he goes next time. We see him in hospital with people that look very familiar behind masks. It's obviously his wife and Mr. Rayburn and Lolly operating on him. They're getting ready to cut him open. But then his heart starts doing all weird stuff. And he dies. His heart stops and they can't do anything about it. But he's still looking round. He's like, maybe he's anaesthetised, can't move or whatever, I don't know. But he doesn't say anything. He's just like looking round. Sometimes he lifts his head up. But anyway, they said, nothing we could do. So call a porter and we'll take him down to the morgue. And the porter's on strike. We'll have to do it ourselves. So they take him down to the morgue and put him in a fridge. There they go. And then close it, and they all smile at him, and then take off their mask, and we see that who they are. Lolly and Mr. Rayburn and his wife, and they shut him in, and then I think he wakes up again. There we go, he wakes up again. So, and then he decides that's it, he's had enough, he's going to kill his wife. So picks up a cushion, a pillow, should I say, and smothers his wife to death. There we go. And I was like, because he thinks he's still having a dream now. You may have guessed what the punchline to this particular tale is going to be. But anyway, off he goes to his office. Oh, we see Lolly changes the calendar. Remember, you killed your wife on Friday the 13th. We see Lolly changing the calendar to Friday the 13th. So we all know what's coming, don't we? And she looks very prim and proper now, very librarian. This is librarian Lolly. Anyway, there's a phone call. She's looking out. He's late. She's looking out. He's not there. Then the phone rings and somebody says, is Mr. Shenley there? She says, no, he's not in. He's late. I'll call back later. Anyway, so she jots down. And then Mr. Shenley comes in and he's all dishevelled, but he's got a gift for her and she doesn't seem to know what he's talking about. He said, I'm now free to marry you. He said, I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Shenley. And I bought you something. So he's bought her a diamond necklace. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so he's trying to seduce her. But then Mr. Rayburn comes in and another chap. It turns out they're policemen. And been trying to find him. And it turns out that his wife's been found dead at home. His wife's sister found her. His wife's sister called at the house and found her dead. And he's saying, it's all a dream. And my wife doesn't have a sister. What's he said that for? But anyway. So if obviously he's not dreaming now, but he thinks he's dreaming. But obviously he's seen this fella before. Oh no, he has seen him before. He says, we have met before. You called 3 months ago when you had a break-in, and I dealt with that. So obviously, so that's where he gets his face from. So it turns out his wife's dead, and he tells him about this dream, and he says, "Oh, is everything okay when you left the house this morning?" So, "Oh yes, it was fine. Apart from my wife was dead, of course." Anyway, and then he said, "You shouldn't have killed your wife." And he says, "Oh yes, that's what it said in the dream. But it said in the dream I'd killed my wife on Friday the 13th, and that was several days ago." And she goes, "No, today's Friday the 13th." So anyway, so they're going to cart him off to the station, and they don't know when he's going to come back. So there you go. So it's all gone wrong for him. He's killed his wife. Lolly doesn't love him, but she keeps the the diamond necklace, I'm guessing, because they cart him off. And then if the phone rings, there you go, after they have a little chat, he's going to make a statement and all that. And then the phone rings just as she's leaving. It says, "Hello, I'm Mr. Rayburn. I've got a property for sale, Lower Moat Manor, from the dream." And he says, "Oh, I don't know when Mr. Shen will be back." And so, "I'm sorry." And she hangs up the phone. And there you go. And then before she leaves, where is it? There we go. Before she leaves, she snatches the diamond necklace. She's like, "I'm having that," because she might be out of a job. And there we go. And there it ends. So a really good story, because it's Denham Elliott, and he's amazing. He's an amazing actor. He's Denham Elliott, really good. But we all knew what was going to happen, didn't we? As soon as somebody says, "You shouldn't have killed your wife," at the beginning, we knew he was going to kill his wife. And these dreams, they all ran into. They were all the same dream. They all one ran into the other and all that. It's just it's I forgot the name of that film now. Inception, isn't it? It's Inception. Probably where he got the idea, Christopher Nolan. But anyway, yeah, a really, really good episode. One of my favourites is that, but really, really good. I really enjoyed that. Really, really jolly good. Right, so we'll move on to the next one, which is called Growing Pains. So just bear with me while I get this one lined up. Is it coming on? Yes, it's coming on. Right. So this one begins, but it doesn't have a. Hang on, help if I added it to the stage, wouldn't it? But this one doesn't have a. This episode showing like clips from what's coming up. This one just starts. This one has a pre-credits sequence. So anyway, we see this kid. When it's ready. There we go. See this kid. Turns out this is William. I forgot his name already. I'm hopeless, I know. Growing Pains. William Morton, the 10-year-old son of the main characters. And he's a little shit. Well, in my book he is. In fact, there's two kids in this. Two main kids. They're both shits. But anyway, whatever. Here he is. He's gone into his dad's laboratory, DL83. And we see all these colourful things on the shelf. His dad's a botanist and he's into like research. And I'm just going to show you what he does. Look. He deserves everything he's getting, everything that comes to him. Silly little bastard. Sorry, I hate kids. I'm getting angry. Anyway, so he goes looking at the rabbit. There we go. Horace feed commenced 2nd. That's 2nd of April. That's not the 4th of February. It's the 2nd of April, 1980. Rabbits and stuff. Anyway, he starts feeling ill. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have eaten that stuff. In your dad's lab, for Christ's sake. It does explain it later on. But on the first watch, you're thinking, you deserve everything you get that's coming to you. Anyway, so he goes lurching out and just falls through this really flimsy window like a zombie. Anyway, so anyway, his mother, I forgot her name, Laurel, something like that, I can't remember. Laurie, the beautiful Barbara Kellerman. I don't know how she wasn't a Bond girl, but anyway. She hears the noise. And she sees him, freaking out on the lawn. And she goes running out. And he passes away. He expires on the grass. In his dad's arms. So he's like, oh, bloody hell. Maybe he should have locked his laboratory up, shouldn't he? But anyway, so there we go. So that's how that pre-credit sequence ends. They have lost their son, William, because he ate his dad's poisonous stuff. And then we dun dun dee 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 dee. Oh, that scary statue. Scares me every time. That statue is a bit like, I forgot the name of it now. Belloc. No, not Belloc. Doesn't sound right, that. Of Star Trek, from the First Federation. Was it Belloc? I can't remember what they call it now. That scary alien in the original series. I always showed it at the end credits. I close my eyes every time for that. Don't sound right. Never mind. If Windgrace were here, he'd tell me, but he's not. Anyway, right, so guest stars Norman Beaton, we may know from Desmond's popular British comedy series. You probably know him when you see him. Anyway, right, Francis Megahy. I don't know that name. Just let me check. Go back to list of episodes. Francis Megahy. No, it just says he died in 2020, by the way. He was a British film director. And that's all it says. He did his filmography's 5 films. Don't mention any TV work. Freelance, Great Riviera, Bank Robbery, Flashpoint Africa, Real Life, and Taffin. Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard of Taffin. Have I? Oh, it's Pierce Brosnan, isn't it? Yeah. I thought I'd heard. I might have seen it. Pierce Brosnan and Alison Doody. I have to look that up. 1988. Anyway, whatever. So. But he's not. This is not a Hammer director, it seems, like Peter Sasdy was. Ballock. Well, yeah, that anyway. Yes, I know what I mean. But it always scared me because I always showed it in the, well, not in always, in one of the end credits for the season of Star Trek, the original series. It popped up, didn't it? And I always closed my eyes at that bit. Anyway, where were we? Right, so we begin at the Nesbitt Trust Children's Home. This is now we're going to do the old. And I'm going to show it on Google Maps. I don't think on 2 of I've got the 3 locations used in this episode that's listed on IMDb. But for 2 of them, we can't get to them on Google Maps, like a street view. We've got to view them from above. But this is Rossway Park in Berkhamsted, Hertfordshire. That's where this is. So it's in the building there. There's I think there's like a maze or something around there. You can see they're going through hedges. So just bear with me. I will. I think I've found. Where that is. Which one is it? Is it that one? Is it? No, it's that one. Yes, I think it's this building here. I forgot what it's called. I've just told you, haven't I? Because I'm stupid. Rossway Park. Yeah, I think they're the hedges that the people have just walked through to get to that, whatever that is. And I think this is the building. I think. But according to Google Earth, this is Rossway Park, this building. So anyway, but I said there's no street view of it, so I don't know. Anyway, so there we go. As I said, I think that's this building, and I think, hang on, where are we? Where are we? And I think that hedge is there. I think looks like it to me. Anyway, whatever. That's what it looks like now. Anyway, right, where were we? Just bear with me. I'm just getting ready for the next one. Right. Were it first season credits in original series? I can't remember. But it used to scare me. Anyway, right, so she's here at a children's home and she's basically buying another kid. Technically, she is. Because they keep saying, oh, you know, but because they're a rich family, by the way. You know, your checks come in very handy. So they're basically buying a kid who's called, I've forgotten his name as well because I'm stupid. James. They're adopting James. So they're having a little chat there. So here comes James, super creepy kid. He's super creepy. Carries a little bunny rabbit with him, called Bugsy apparently. But there he is. They're all frightfully posh because you know it's England. But anyway, so apparently she's not just claiming this kid. She's been visiting and seeing him, for a while. There's been a passage of time, and she's been seeing him for a while, so he knows him now. And apparently, he knew we were being adopted by him, and now they're expecting him to call her mother. But anyway, he keeps calling her Mrs. Morton. So there we go. And I think he's been to visit them as well. Because he knows their dog. They've got this dog that looks super vicious and it seems fine with him. So I think he knows their dog. So I think he's visited their house as well. But now the day has come when he's moving in with them. So off they go in a Ford Capri. But there they are driving away. Apparently down a road called Hog Lane. They go past a cemetery, a graveyard, which I didn't find on Google Earth, but see a freshly dug grave. So that much time can't have passed, can it? Because it looks fresh as that, doesn't it? Because that is William Morton's grave, their son. So that much time can't have passed. But anyway, suddenly the car goes out of control. There we go, Ford Capri. Goes out of control. And it's, oh no, she can't get control of it, and it's as though the wheel's whipping it out of her hand. Why don't you just stop the car? But anyway, whatever. She's just screaming and going, like that. And anyway, but this was filmed on a place called, hang on, I've missed a bit. There we go, there's a van there. And I think I found this stretch of road on Google Earth where this van goes on the grass. I think it's this bit. I will show you, so just bear with me. No, it's not the last bit. It's the second to last thing that we'll see. Hang on, I'm going the wrong way. Here we go. I think it's this. I'll show you in a minute. I'm trying to find. Oh no, whatever. Right, there we go. I think it's this stretch. It's called Hog Lane, which is in Ashley Green in Buckinghamshire, where Laurie Morton loses control of the car. That's what it says. And I think it's this stretch of road. Obviously, there's more grass in the series. Obviously, this fence is there. Pardon me. But I went all down it because on Google Street View, you can go all down. It's the only part of the road I think that matches that bend. So it kind of goes round and then to the right and then to the left, doesn't it? Which is what that does. So I think is that hedge there. I'm thinking it is. Obviously filmed in April 2019, and this was obviously filmed in the summer or whatever. I don't know. But as you can see, there's a lot more grass back then in 1979 or whenever it was filmed than there is here. But I think it is that bit of road. I think. Because it was the only bit that seemed to match. So I'm going to say it is. I'm going to pat myself on the back for my detective work. Anyway, right, so that's that. We've just one more to look at in a bit. Full screen. Right, so there we go. She nearly hits a Transit Luton van. I don't know why they call it a Luton. I have no idea. Transit Luton's had this box over the cab. I don't know. Is that that must be called a loon? I don't know. But anyway, that's what that is. I'm guessing Hammer must have had some deal with Ford, because it was a Ford Escort estate in the episode that we watched earlier on. In this one, they've got a Ford Capri and a Ford Escort Luton van. Anyway, so they don't quite crash. Sorry, I'm just looking at that. That's the Cholesbury or something. Don't know. I wonder if that sign's still there. I'm going to look on Google Earth now. I'm going to look on Google Earth. See if it's still in my history. Bear with me. Did. Now then, Hog Lane. I've loads of things for Hog Lane. Right, I'm just going to go down Hog Lane. Right. Oh, I just landed right on that. But which end is it at? Oh, no, I thought I saw it. Oh, hang on, did I? No, that's not it, is it? Is it? No, that's a different sign. So I've just found a sign that looked the same. Right, we'll keep going down here. We're still on Hog Lane. You can't see, but I can. I'm looking to see if that sign is still in this area. Keep going. I mean, this could be said somewhere totally different for all I know. The magic of television. Could be that sign could be nowhere near where they filmed it. Could it not? My sense of direction is terrible. If you watch me playing games, these open world games, my sense of direction is terrible. So I'm probably going totally the wrong direction. Not that you can see what I'm doing. I will drag it across. Sod it. You can follow me as I explore Hog Lane. Right, so here we go. I'm just going to see if this sign is at the end of the street or the lane. Bloody Hog Lane goes on a long way, doesn't it? It's a long lane. I suppose that's what lanes are supposed to be, isn't it? Long. Go on, then go. Why are you not going? Get to the end. I want to see if there's a blooming big sign there. I think we're near the end now. There isn't, is there? There isn't a sign there. North Church Lane. Oh no, still on Hog Lane there. Look, but there's no oldie worldy sign there, is there? But it looks like. Is it the same? Is it where they crash? Hang on, let's have a look. Don't know. Don't think so, is it? Never mind. Anyway, whatever. Right, so there we go. The car comes to a halt, and she's all freaking out. He's totally calm because he's creepy, and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry," but anyway, cut to I forgot his name now. Is it Terence Morton? I think yes. Played by Gary Bond. I've no idea. I don't know if I've seen him in anything else. He played. He were in. Andrew Lloyd, Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd. He played Joseph in the original Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. There you go. Anyway, he's playing Terence. The botanist is trying to solve world hunger by making rabbits grow to enormous proportions. No, it's not Night of the Lepus, which is a film I haven't seen for a really long time. But speaking of Star Trek original series, it's got DeForest Kelley in it. We'll have to dig that out. Anyway, so here he is giving his compounds to the rabbits. This is his DL83, and what he's doing, the compound is making it from this plant. It's some sort of fungus or something he's growing that is nurtured or whatever. I don't know where he got it, but this is his pride and joy, his work, that he gets all of his stuff from. He's feeding these rabbits. Anyway, Laurie's showing James to his room. I don't know if this was William's room. I think it was, because he finds something later. But they've redecorated it apparently. It's not even cold in his grave, is he? It seems. But never mind. He asks, have you seen my jackknife? I thought, what the hell? Jackknife's what lorries do in it. But anyway, whatever. I think he means like a penknife. Back in my day, we called them a penknife. Americans would call them like a pocket knife or whatever. I think that's what they mean. Not a jackknife. But anyway. He says, no, I don't know. Apparently there's a list of his belongings that Matron left. And it's not in there. But anyway. So she's worried about James because, he doesn't show emotion and all that stuff, and the scary thing happened, and the car were malfunctioning and all that stuff. And so he says, I'll take it down to the garage in town, in the village or whatever. Anyway, right, she's making dinner. There we go. She's slicing some cucumber and having tomatoes, and apparently there's steaks under the grill. Apparently. So in he goes, has a little chat. They're having their Vimto, or whatever it is. It's like the same stuff they had last week in that 13th Reunion episode. Must just use the same wine, or coloured water, or whatever it is. But anyway, it's glugging that down. And they're having a chat about this, that, and the other. And he says, put your rabbit down. We don't have rabbit here at dinner. And he's still in his shirt and tie. I say, creepy kid. That'd terrify me if I lived there. I'm not a statue person, particularly statues of people. But anyway. Right, so dishing out the grub, and they put the steaks on the plate, and he says, I don't want it. And me, he says, why? Because I don't like the things that are on it. And there we go. We see there's maggots on his steak with his not very appetising looking potatoes. But there you go. And the look on theirs, there's maggots on theirs as well. So, oh no! And she blames him because he looked at it under the grill. So she's blaming him for putting the maggots on. But how did she not notice when she was dishing it out? But anyway, whatever. So he says, it wasn't me, honest, mother. He started calling him mother and father. Anyway, so he's gone to bed. Anyway, she's brought him a new rabbit. By the way, it's called that rabbit Horace. It was called Bugsy before, according to Matron, but now he's just changed its name to Horace. I think Horace was the rabbit. It was the name of the rabbit the stuff that William Morton ate and that killed him. That was that rabbit one. It was Horace. And he says, I don't know, it just came to me. He says, I've got this new rabbit, we'll call this something else, I've forgotten what. I'm going to take... Hang on, let's go back again. Hang on, does it in a minute. And she takes the old rabbit, Horace. She says, I'm going to wash it, you can have it back tomorrow. I'm not sure if we see it again. I don't think we do. Anyway. There we see him checking his rabbits. So he's being creepy again because he's a creepy kid, and then she's taking the rabbit away. You can have it back in tomorrow. And he says, I'll be out tomorrow. I'm going to London. I've got a very busy meeting and all that stuff. And Terence has got some important people coming to see him from the World Food Organization or something. So that's basically the gist of this story. Is they're very busy people. They've no time for their kids. That's basically the gist of it. By the way, he's got a cool racing car bed. I'd want one of them now, to be honest. If they did them in adult sizes, I'd have one of them. Anyway, he gets out of bed. There he goes. He gets out of bed and leaves his room. We see the rabbit twitching for some reason. Look. And we see on the chair that's the jackknife apparently. Anyway, she hears a scream because she comes out. He comes in and he screams. He sees something. So she goes running up, and we see Oh no, the stuffed rabbit's got all its guts hanging out. We'll not dwell on that. So she blames him, obviously. He says, "No, I didn't do it." He said, "Well, why were you out of the room?" I said, "I went to the toilet." And he says, "Well, you know, they had the knife and all that." I said, "Well, you saw the list. It wasn't on this. It's not my knife." So, you know, denying all knowledge of it. Anyway, next morning, she's saying it were horrible, and I've got to go for this meeting and stuff. And he's tidied his room. She got rid of the rabbit with its guts hanging out, even though it was just like a stuffed one. I don't know. They don't really explain it. Anyway, so they're telling him that, you know, it's basically got to bog off for the day because she's going to London for some meeting. And he's got important people coming to see him in his lab. So he says, "What am I going to do?" He says, "Take the dog for a walk." The dog's called Nipper. Take the dog for a walk. All day, apparently. I don't know. But, you know, they're not good parents, are they? Anyway. Oh, and he says, "I've seen that knife before." I don't know if it shows it. But he says, "I've seen it before, but I can't remember where he says he's seen it." Have I got sub? Oh, he's looking at it there. I've got subtitles on. Does it say? Pop subtitles on. What does he say? This knife, I know I've seen it before. It isn't his. I think that's all he says. I don't think we find out whose knife it was. Maybe it was William's knife. Maybe it was. I don't know. Anyway, right, he's out walking Nipper, who I think, is it a Rottweiler? And by the way, PR Hans motor engineers can't spell foreign. Just noticed that. Foreign car, foreign cars. Stupid man. Beware of the dog. You must have a dog in there. Anyway, he's walking Nipper. He's checking the car. Remember the Capri that went out of control? He's checking that. His whatever he's called. Anyway, so he helps him a bit, does James. Gets in the car and turns the wheel and all that. But anyway, he's out walking the dog. So off he goes in a minute after he does that. Yeah, it says he's got to take the car down to his garage and really strip it down. So anyway, right, so off he goes. Meanwhile, these important people are coming in there. I don't know, is it a Bentley? I think it's a Bentley, isn't it? Yes, by the way, this is their house, the Morton house, which is called Norcut Court in Dudswell. And again, what's happened here? Not that. I forgot to get rid of that. Which, like Rossway Park, I couldn't find a street view of it, but yeah, I do have it on. Hang on, bear with me. We can see it from the air. So just a minute. Where the hell are we? Is it not that one? It's that one, Norcut Court. You can't see it because I haven't put it on. Hang on, there it is. You'll see here, that's the front of the house. See, this has got like this circular drive, which we can see. Hang on, there we go. They've got this circular drive there. That's the front of the house there, Norcut Court. But as I said, we can't see it from the street view, from the road. So there we go. But somewhere on this lawn or somewhere, there's the tree from the opening credits. Anywho. Right, so we'll go back to full screen and we shall continue. These are the important people arriving. Norman Beaton is playing some African ambassador or something. They're from the World Food Council or something, I don't know. And some other chap. Anyway. So they're going to have a look round. Meanwhile, he's going to the cemetery with Nipper. He's telling them all about his work and, you know, he's wanting to feed the third world, essentially. But he's not happy about it. He's Norman Beaton. I can't remember the character's name. Just bear with me. Does it say? Oh, crack heavy all this. Where's Norman Beaton? I'm looking at the wrong thing, that's why. Mr. Nagenko. There we go. And the other fella is Charles Austin, apparently, I think. Yeah. Played by Tariq Yunus. he's not convinced. He's saying, in Europe you've got loads of food. You have, food, butter mountains and wine lakes. I remember the days when we used to talk about that in Europe. We had it because they used to hand out free food because Europe genuinely did have in the European Union when we were in it a butter mountain and wine lakes, not real, not actual, lakes of wine, but they had all this surplus food that they didn't know what to do with, so they give it out to people who were like, the low paid or people on benefits or whatever. Every now and again, you'd get like a voucher, and somebody would come round and take your voucher, and you'd get like a big box full of tins of steak and blocks of butter and stuff. Didn't get any wine, but it was cool when that happened. That was a long time ago. But anyways, talking about that, saying, but now you want to do all this stuff instead of just giving us your surplus food. You want to make these chemicals, feed us with chemicals. But he says, "Oh, I'm doing my best." Anyway, meanwhile, James is looking around the cemetery. I don't know where this was filmed. It doesn't say. It doesn't say on IMDb where this was filmed. Pardon me, what cemetery? So I can't help you there. He's asking about this DL83. He's asking if Dr. Morton would eat the DL83. But I think he's basically saying no. There you go, from the World Food Council. And then he's saying, is it poisonous? We've heard that somebody died after eating it. And obviously talking about William Morton, his son. I don't actually mention that. But he did have a painful death. So, but obviously none of his rabbits are dying of it. So I don't know. Anyway, right. So he's looking round the cemetery. Is William, and he finds, not William, James. He finds William Morton's grave. He's talking about the accident. Has similar properties to LSD. But I don't know how they say that. But anyway, there he was found, William Morton's grave, 1969 to 79. Rest in peace. Like I say, it looks fairly fresh. Anyway, there you go. So he looks at that. Who were you, William Morton? What do you want of me? Because he's a child actor, that's what he's like. I will play it. Go on. Oh, press the wrong button.
Who were you, William Morton? What do you want of me?
That child actor's great. What do you want of me? He'd have been in Harry Potter, wouldn't he, if he were a bit younger. Anyway, all kicks off and wind whips up and the gravestone starts shaking and that, look like that. And the dog runs off and he falls onto the soft earth and the gravedigger comes running up. "Oh, you're desecrating that grave." Never mind that it were all shaking and it was like something off Quatermass and the Pit, but never mind. So, where's my dog gone? He ran off over there. So he goes to get the dog. There you go. Where's Nipper? Sorry, like a ghost just walked past me then, genuinely. It's got a sudden blast of air. Isn't that weird? It went off over there, so he goes and gets the dog. Meanwhile, he's still talking to these two. Then the dog comes, and he just lets the dog go. I think it's this bit. It's saying heel, look. He just lets the dog go, comes out of the bushes, and he just lets the dog go. The dog was running off, snarling and growling. And I'm sure they've got Percy Edwards. I don't know if you know who Percy Edwards is. He was popular on British television in the 70s. He did animal impressions, like farmyard impressions. He was also on shows like Blue Peter and stuff like that. But all these animals to me all sound the same. But I think they got him in, or somebody like him, to do the sound of the dog barking. See if we can hear it. Probably won't be. Not that. That. I don't think that's the dog, is it? I think that's Percy Edwards. I don't think he's it credits. Maybe he is. Let's have a look. Go to all cast and crew. Let's see if his name's not in. No, it isn't. Does it have any other credits? Sound department. No Percy Edwards in there. Additional crew. No. Oh, is it Jack Gill? You know the fella that says in the opening credits looks like Willie Rushton. It just says Jack Gill, presenter. So is that, or is that just, does it mean because it's presented by Jack Gill? He's the main producer or whatever? Whatever, I don't know. No, never mind. Right, where were we? Anywho, right, the dog goes into the lab because he never keeps it locked. The door can just be pushed open by a dog. Anyway, he's going to get all the rabbits. He comes running out with a rabbit, look. So they're all running. All the rabbits are dead apart from one. They've all been ripped apart. And how did he get into the cages? Don't know. But, oh, he seems such a nice dog, says James, creepily. At least that's what I thought. Oh, for God's sake. Right, anyway. Right, so she comes back. It's not in her, she's borrowed his car, by the way. Remember her Ford Caprice in the garage? This isn't a Ford, it's a Volvo, isn't it? Pete's sake. T-Reg, which is 78, I think. Yes, 1978 is a T-Reg. There you go. T-Reg Volvo. I only know that because I had a V-Reg Volvo, actually. Same colour as that, but not that make of car. I had a Volvo 343 DL. A V-Reg, which was 1979. And V came after T. There were no U-Reg. Anyway. So she's back from her, whatever she was getting up to in London. Probably having an affair. Probably. I don't know. But we learn that the dog's killed all his rabbits apart from one. But they're still here. The people from the World Food Council, and he's giving them coffee and stuff. There they are. Anyway, the dog's going to come back any minute now. As they sit there, here comes the dog in a minute. There it is. And it attacks Terence and all that stuff. So basically they get the dog into the cellar. They've got like a door that leads to a cellar there. So they shut the dog in the cellar. They shut it in there. So all fun and excitement for the World Food Council chaps. Anyway, they decided, I'm going now. So I don't know if he's going to get his grant or whatever. I don't know. But they seem to part on happy terms. Even though, there's just loads of slaughtered rabbits and a mad dog. But anyway, off they go. Oh dear. Now, so he's putting the stuff that killed his son at the beginning, he's putting that on a lump of steak that he's going to feed to poor Nipper. Get that name right. This isn't Dam Busters. If you know, you know. Look, he's trying to get out. Look, it's like Cujo, isn't it? Anyway, so he gives it to the dog. There we go. What you put on it? Poison GT28. Sounds like a car. But anyway, so that's what killed William. But anyway, so they feed that. So the dog is presumably dead pretty quickly because, there we go, he's buried the bugger. Got his wellies on as well. But kept his tie on. Because, got to keep a tie on while you dig a grave. And Winggrace is here. Saying, hola. Because he's gone all Spanish for some reason. Welcome. We're just watching a fella bury his dog after he poisoned it to death. So anyway, so he says, goodbye, Nipper. Or something. There we go. Rest in peace. But that's not the last we'll hear of Nipper. They're at dinner. They're not eating. Is that because of Nipper? What does this say? Yes, they're trying to explain that they had to put him down because he'd gone, vicious. Anyway, so he's lost his appetite, so he's off to bed. And she's saying, there's something evil in this house. Oh, look, you can tell. Anyway, he's learned from the chap in the garage that there was nothing wrong with the car, so they can't explain that. But luckily, he's still got his one rabbit, his massive, huge rabbit. that is left. Anyway, oh aye, yes, he says he went to the cemetery and he saw the grave of William Morton. He says, who was William Morton? And she tells him, who were our son and he died, and all that stuff. Anyway, so she says, you're creepy, I don't like you. I want to take you back to the children's home. But anyway. Meanwhile, we hear, we don't have like a pet cemetery sort of thing happening, but we do hear Nipper. I think they do hear him howling. There we go. The Hound of the Baskervilles. They do hear him howling, but anyway. But William Morton's grave's all shaking again, look. Anyway, right. What happens here now? Is this where he finds... Oh, he's got Nipper's lead, and he's keeping that for some reason. Don't know why, but he is. Puts it under his pillow in a minute. But he's rooting through his drawers, and he finds a book. There you go, William Morton Private. There it is. And there's a poem in it. Oh no, the gravestone's cracked for some reason. Anyway, looking in the mirror, you can see, guess what's going to happen soon. And he's reading from the book, and it's basically William Morton doing a poem about how his parents are always too busy to be bothered with him, and all that stuff. Which is why he went into his dad's lab and he ate the stuff that killed him, thinking it'd make his dad pay attention to him, or something. And then there he appears in the mirror. Right, so he's checking his rabbit. But she wakes up and then she thinks it's James, but it's William. Goes into her room, and he's talking about the poem. William Morton is out of sight and all that stuff. She puts the light on and it turns into James, and he says, I thought I heard Nipper. But anyway. So she goes and asks about the book. She says, where did you get this book? I found it in the drawer. Did you care about William? Of course we did. We just didn't care about him enough to lock his laboratory with his poisons in. But anyway, never mind. Anyway, so there we go. So it says good night and it takes the book. Oh yes, right. So he's on the phone now to Sir somebody or other who's really important to do with his work. I can't remember his name, but she wakes up. We can hear Nipper howling and all that. She wakes up. She's like, "Oh, it's driving me crazy." She goes running downstairs and she cuts him off, and so he gets angry with her. Oh, that was Sir Arthur Blunt talking about a fellowship. Can't you hear? It's Nipper. For God's sake, listen. He says, I don't know what's going on. And James hates us for some reason. But anyway, he goes to his lab and he sees the ghost of William there with the rabbit in his hand. And he says, I can kill this rabbit really easily. Somebody showed him. I can't remember who. He does say, don't come any nearer, father. Because they're all frightfully posh. What does he say? There, I can break there we go. I can break a rabbit's neck. A farm worker showed me. It's country living, innit? Josh Temple can do this blindfolded. But anyway, he kills the rabbit in front of him. There we go. No! Oh, judo chop! Kills the rabbit. Oh, God. And then he picks up I forgot what it was, DL83, whatever it's called, the big fungus thing that's been getting all of his portions of. Takes that and runs out. Oh, this is where we see, there we go. We see, look, the tree, it runs past and it's got the same like pentagram design that we see at the beginning of each episode and the end, which we'll see in a bit. So is this the same? Or is it just, I don't know if the tree's the same. We'll have to look at the end. I thought the tree had a thicker trunk. Have they just cut this to look like that? I don't know, but anyway. Right, so he goes running out, this ghost of William, into the woods. They're in hot pursuit. He's at Nipper's grave. Oh, look, he's all gone, his arm's gone manky. anyway, so he goes running off again into the cemetery this time. And remember, earlier on we saw a grave digger digging a hole, a grave earlier on, and he's just left it unattended. In this day for night shot, it's obviously filmed in the middle of the day, isn't it, with the filter on, but never mind. Oh, there's just a really bright moon. And he's all he's bothered about. He wants his plant back. He's not, give a jot that the ghost of his son is there. He just wants his plant back. But there's no, and he falls into that grave, and it sounds like he's falling for ages. I'm going to play it. I'm going to go back. There we go. Right. He falls into the grave. Now count how long it takes before he hits the ground.
He said it's fine.
Like 4 seconds or something. Is it like a 20-foot grave? But then when we see him again, he's there. I don't know what happened there, but anyway. Maybe gravity went doolally. I don't know. But anyway, he's in the grave. And he's dead, mother, says William. So anyway, it just disappears. She looks over at... I don't know if I missed it. It's kind of spooky. I don't know. I find stuff like this spookier than if he like faded away slowly. He goes, bye, mother. It just disappears like that. For some reason, that freaks me out more than if he just like faded away or turned into smoke or something. Just gone like that. Freaks me out. I don't know why. Anyway, so that's William's, I don't know, unfinished business is finished, I'm guessing. Anyway, she goes over to William's grave and we see that James is laying there amid the plants, I don't know, the DL83 plants or whatever, I don't know. But he just gets up. Why are we here? And she says, I don't know, I do know why we're here. Stuff growing on William's grave. Man, mate. Yes, he died from falling into that shallow grave. Apparently. I don't know. Well, I don't think we have to overthink it. Anyway, so and off they go. Walking off. But then the grave's changed, look. It says Terence Morton and his beloved son, William. So obviously they've got stonemasons there really quickly. And then it ends. It's all right, it's that episode. But it might be that same tree, look, with the pattern that we saw in that episode, Growing Pains. Is that their house? I want pain. No, it isn't. It's a different house, isn't it? Because their house that we saw in that episode had a proper roof and stuff. It didn't have battlements, did it? So it must be a different place. Maybe that's just superimposed. It kind of does look superimposed, doesn't it? Anyway, whatever. So there we go. An okay episode. I didn't mind it. The kid were a bit too creepy for me, and a bit, everybody's frightfully posh. But at least in the other episode, Denham Elliott tried to put on a bit of a Cockney accent and all that. But in this one, they're all frightfully posh. I didn't care for that one because of that death. It was a bit naff, wasn't it? It was. I mean, it just fell in, and then he's dead. Did he smash his head? If they'd have shown like there were a rock or something in the bottom of the grave and he smashed his head on it and there was blood everywhere, you'd think, fair enough, wouldn't you? I'm going to look back and make sure that we didn't miss anything. Oh, let's have a look. Make sure there isn't like a stone that he smashed his head on. Let's have a look. But you never... Oh, that's what he's saying. You never saw... It was your life, but you never saw me. No, I can't see any blood. But it'd help if it were a bit more brightly lit. But they could have put a rock there or something, couldn't they, with blood on? Or something. I don't know. Or they could have buried him alive or something. They could have just... The earth could have just fallen on top of him, supernaturally, and buried him alive. Or whatever. They could have done that, couldn't they? Maybe they were just running out of time. He's dead. Just say your lines, that's it, the end. Or if it was as deep as it sounded about 20 foot deep, didn't it? Like, ah! Oh, mental. But it's okay. It's an okay episode. I didn't mind it. Not as good as the Denham Elliott one. But she helps, because she's one of my crushes from my youth, with Barbara Kellerman. As I said, I saw her in a film called The Monster Club and Quatermass, the one with John Mills as Quatermass. She was in that as well. And Simon McCorkindale played her husband. But yeah, and I want to know why she was never a Bond girl. She should have been. But never mind. Anyway, right, so there we go. So that's it. All done and dusted. 2 more episodes in the bag. What's the next 2 episodes? I can't remember. Hang on. The House That Bled to Death. This might be the most famous episode of this series. It's one that they're in a house and all blood's coming through from the walls and stuff like that. Nicholas Ball stars in this one. Or that one. So that's next week. And Charlie Boy. I can't remember that one. It's I think, is it Charlie Boy that's it's essentially a rip-off of Trilogy of Terror, you know, the Karen Black one. I think it's that one, like an African statue that attacks people. I could be wrong, I can't remember. It's a long time since I've seen it. So that's next week's. We're watching the House That Bled to Death and Charlie Boy. Who stars in Charlie Boy? Lee Lawson, Angela Bruce, Michael Culver. Nobody that stands out. Anyway, so we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. So, done and dusted for another week. Right. So, what's coming up next? Oh, hang on. Justin says, yeah, the first one was good. Yes, it was. I think they're both good, but the first one was better. Because of Denham Elliott, 'cause he's amazing. Right, what day are we on? Friday, aren't we? Sunday, I don't know if I'm doing anything on Sunday. I might have guests, I'm not sure. If not, I'll think of something. It depends, we'll see. But on Monday, for my different Mondays next week, we're doing Predator, the first one. The first Predator. Diddle-diddle-din. What the hell are you? All that stuff. So we're doing that on Monday. That'll be fun. So I hope this Blu-ray's got Super A special features. Better have. Oh, it has. It says there. Cool. So it'll be them to watch. So that's that. For Monday. And next Friday we're doing the next 2 episodes of this. I said The House That Bled to Death and Charlie Boy. Right. So we'll leave it there. And I think next Wednesday it'll be my top 5 films of 1993. I think we're up to. So right, we will leave it there. I've got to go and make my son some food now. Justin says, I see Jerry Ryan gave a hopeful update on Star Trek Legacy apparently. I don't think she knows anything, but she says, she'd like to do it or something. And she said, like, never say never or something like that, hasn't she? Sorry. Hiccuping. I think she said something like, never say never or whatever. So they're kind of... She didn't say it's not happening, did she? But she said she'd like to do it and never say never. Something like that, wasn't it? Something like that. I hope something happens, because I haven't done any news, have I, for ages? Because there doesn't seem to be any interesting news for me to report on. Nothing that's caught my eye, anyway. Nothing that feels newsworthy. But anyway. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks, Justin, for keeping me company. And Wingrace popped in briefly. And what's this one? This is from Twitch. Contracting suckling zeep. Best viewers on stream, boo. Remove the space. Good old Twitch, yeah. Good old Twitch. I hope they do it, so do I. But I hope they change the Enterprise. I don't like the Enterprise G being the Titan A. Never have. Change that, but they won't. Anyway, right, so I'm going to go now and make some grub for that there lad. Don't know what I'm going to make for him, we'll see. We ordered the other day, I got like a takeaway the other day, and it made me ill. I was violently ill, proper Mr. Creosote violently ill from Monty Python and the Meaning of Life. It was awful. But anyway. Justin says, the G is okay. Not for me, it's not. Not for me. If it were a new ship, I wouldn't have been, I thought fair enough. But taking away the Titans' legacy and just handing it to the Enterprise. It's not right. It's not right. Should have given Enterprise G should have been a new ship, a new big Explorer class ship, a Picard class ship. But anyway, rather they made D the G. They could have done, couldn't they? They could have renamed that the Enterprise G. Maybe that'd have been better. But anyway, whatever. That's a story. As I forgot his name now. From I can't recall him. That's a story for another video. You know, movies, magic, and monsters, and whatever. I can't remember. Movies, monsters, and music. Subscribe to him. He does great videos. Galaxy Class, love it. Yes, love the Galaxy Class. Right. So I'm going now. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Don't have nightmares. Not that you would after watching Hammer House of Horror, because they're not that scary, are they? But they're kind of cool. But don't have nightmares. Thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll say this.